Hello students. The second chapter that we study for class 8 syllabus is your um, changes. The chapter name is basically physical and chemical changes. But before we study physical and chemical change, we'll first study change. What does change mean in general? So if you look, I have written change. Now, since it's a repetition chapter from class 7 again, I'll go a little fast. Everything is known to you. There's not a single thing that is new for you in syllabus. Now, what does this change stand for? Change is any difference in the conditions of anything. It can be nature, it can be an individual. Any difference in conditions can lead to a change. Now, change can be broadly classified into different categories. Now, if I talk of the speed of change, it can be a slow change or a fast change. Slow change is one that takes place over a long period of time, whereas fast change will be a change that takes place over a very short period of time. So, what do I call a slow change? Example of slow change can be growth of a human being. It can be growth of a plant. Whereas a fast change can be like, boiling of water, running, burning of paper. That can be an example of fast change. So this is an example of change on the basis of the speed of change. So I'll write down the word below this on the basis of the speed or the time taken for the change to occur. The next type of change that we come to is natural change and man-made change. This is a change which is based on the source of change. If the source of change is from nature, it is happening in nature and no way human beings are attached to it, we call it a natural change. For example, change of climate, earthquakes, rain, floods, anything. And man-made change is obviously a change that is always done by mankind themselves. We are responsible for that change. So it can be, building up a factory or maybe making a house. Any kind of that is a man-made change. Boiling of water, it's only because I want to boil it, do I boil water. So that is also a man-made change. The next type of change that we come to is periodic and non-periodic change. Now this depends on, is it a repetitive factor? Now when I talk of periodic change, the word periodic means something that happens after regular intervals of time. So a periodic change will be a change that will occur after regular intervals of time. Now tell me examples of it. You all are aware, 7 days of a week. So if today is a Sunday, again Sunday will repeat itself after 7 days. It can be months. It can be about climate. It can be about climate in the sense if there's a monsoon, after that there'll be winters. After that there'll be summer, spring, summer coming up. So that is a case of periodic change. And non-periodic change is of course something that does not occur at regular intervals. So it can be anything. Again, I repeat, building of a factory, that cannot occur at regular intervals. It will only happen when you need it to be. Or maybe something else, like maybe you went for a trip, you went for a college excursion, you went for a school excursion. That will also be a non-periodic change. All of a sudden that change occurs and there's no fixed period of time after which it will be repeated. So that is the example of periodic and non-periodic change. The next type of change that we go to is reversible and irreversible change. Now these are changes where we talk of reversibility. Reversible change means a change that can be again reverted back or that can be brought back to the original. And irreversible change is a change that cannot be reverted back to the original. So if I talk of maybe reversible changes, so I can say that, when an ice melts, suppose you take a bowl and you take 4 pieces of ice and after some time it melts. And then again, if you put it back in the refrigerator, it will again turn into ice. So that is an example of a reversible change where you could go back to the original conditions just by changing something here and there. Whereas if I speak of irreversible change, it is a condition where at any cost, you can never go back to the original condition or to the initial conditions. For example, growth of a human being. So you all are in class 8. That means you all are majorly 13-year-olds. Can you go back to your 3-year-old self? No, not possible. Because once you have grown, it's an irreversible change. You cannot become a baby again, or you cannot become an infant again. So that is a very good example of an irreversible change, where come what may, you can never revert back or change back to the original situation or conditions. And the last type of change that we study here is desired and undesired change. Very clear to you. Desired change would be a change that is good for us, that is desirable for humanity in general. Maybe rain, maybe building more factories, maybe building more parks, some better gadgets. An undesired change will be a change which is harmful to mankind in general or harmful to nature in general. For example, an earthquake is an undesirable change. Okay, an earthquake is an undesirable change. So this is something that you need to understand. Desired change is one that we want or we need or we like for it to happen. And undesired change is something that is not called for, that's uncalled for, and it causes harm to nature and mankind in general. Very simple explanation, students. You just need to know the definition of each and examples of each. So under that, I have written a note, learn minimum 2 examples of each change. So when you are learning, you should at least know 2 examples of periodic and 2 examples of non-periodic change. The same thing should go on for all of them. I hope it's not so difficult for you.